Welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're gonna do a cabinet tour because I built all the cabinets by myself in here, and I built in a bunch of hidden storage and organization that I've never shared before. So we're gonna go through cabinet by cabinet and I'll show you everything I built. So first up here we have the largest cabinet, or is it? Because it's actually the fridge, and then down below is the freezer drawer. And then up top though is actually a cabinet. So let me show you what's in there. So originally I planned for this cabinet to open like this and it would have a divider in the middle. And then someone recommended to me that I have it open up instead with no divider in the middle. And that way I can put big things inside. And I thought that was really smart. So that is what I did. I have it open up and I have these little struts in here that hold it up and help it slow close when I close it. And up here I keep things like extra baking supplies I don't normally need, like seasonal cookie cutters. And then when I want to close it, I just do that and it slow closes. Everything in here is slow close and I love it. Here's the first set of real cabinets. Down below I have dividers in here so that I can keep things like my chopping block and baking sheet and all this stuff organized and keep it nice and tucked away. And I like to have all these things kind of near where they would be used. So these things are near the oven because they're all kind of baking items. And then up top, and this drawer is kind of a catch-all junk drawer. I have charging station, I have a label maker, I have my grandpa when I was in middle school, I think, I was really into cooking. And I told him that I wanted to make a Thanksgiving meal from scratch. And when I showed up, he'd made me this chef's hat that says Renee Renovates Master Chef, and his said Bob Bruner Sous Chef. And we have matching aprons as well. So I've kept these. And completely unplanned, this is kind of the color of my kitchen now, which is pretty cool. I get asked all the time if I have an oven, and I take it as a compliment because I wanted all the appliances in here to disappear. And that includes the oven. And this is as close to disappearing as I could get it. It came as a shiny black originally, and I covered it with matte black car vinyl, and that's really helped it just to blend in a bit better and to hide fingerprints, which has been really nice. Here we have the baking drawer. I have all of the baking ingredients down here. And then in this pull-out drawer up here, I have candies and other baking ingredients. This is kind of like my chocolate snack drawer because it's necessary. And you'll notice that all the cabinets pretty much have drawers and pull-outs and no shelves because I wanted it to be where I didn't have to reach inside and guess what it was. And it's just really easy, and they look really beautiful because I made them out of walnut plywood. So they look fancy and it's nice. So here we have right next to the oven, all of the oven goods. So the little trivets I can put down to protect the stone, even though it's soapstone and I could just put a hot pan on there anyway, it feels strange. So I put a trivet down. And then I have, my little oven mitt and napkins as well. It's kind of the linen drawer. And then over here, you can see it looks like 5 separate drawers. It's actually only 3 drawers, but I don't like the way it looks when it's different height drawers stacked on top of each other. I just don't like the way that looks. So these are kind of illusion to look like 5 drawers. The top one is the exact height and it has all of my silverware. This one holds all of the unattractive mugs and drinking glasses so that no one has to see them. And this one holds all of the Tupperware that I use and the big dinner plates that don't fit up on the floating shelves. Now, a big dilemma for the corner cabinet, what do? Do you just close off this space and call it dead space? Do you put in a lazy Susan? I chose the fancy option, let me show you. And this all had to be really thought out so that this knob wouldn't hit these cabinets when it's opened and all this stuff. So if you're making your own cabinets, just know you have to think about that. I can pull out this first insert, push it this way, and then I can reach this second insert that's on this track and I can pull it all the way out as well. And it slow closes, which is very nice. And this section holds a lot of refills and things I don't use as often. Do not go in there. This section holds a lot of my coffee and tea and other things that I like to be able to access because I have the coffee area up here. And slow close again. It's beautiful. The placement for silverware and the cups and the Tupperware was all strategic, and I'll show you why. It's because I put in here, it looks like it's 2 separate things. It's just one big thing. is the dishwasher. And so when I'm unloading clean things from the dishwasher, I can just open those drawers and it's super easy to put everything in, and I don't have to move around the kitchen as much, which is really nice and convenient. And if you can plan your kitchen cabinets like this, it just saves you a lot of time in the long run. Then here we have the cabinet below the sink, and this is actually one of the only ones that doesn't have the pullouts and drawers, just because there's a barrier from the drop down of the sink supports and also from the disposal and all that stuff. So down here I just put cleaning supplies basically. It's not that exciting. And then like the bag of bags that I use for trash bags and cleaning up cat messes and all sorts of fun stuff, huh? Yeah, you love that. Then we start to move over to the cooking area where I have the induction cooktop. So we start to move toward cooking supplies. So up here, I have all of my cooking utensils, everything I could need and need to easily grab while I'm cooking. I can just reach through it there. And then down here is kind of like the cooking pantry. So all the ingredients I would use when cooking, pull out for the shorter ingredients up top. And it's very convenient because I don't really have a large pantry for ingredients. So I built in pantries basically in different cabinets in here. Then beneath the induction cooktop, you can actually place more drawers, which is really nice. This top one is just a little bit shorter on the inside because it has to accommodate for the cooktop. And in here, I have all sorts of little cooking gadgets, strainers, mashers, etc. And here I have like saute pans and different cookware. And then down at the bottom, my big stove pot and my glass mixing bowls. And this is really nice that these are so deep that I can put in such large things and keep them hidden away. Then next to all the cooking stuff is the spice cabinet, which I love so much. So down below, I have some of the less used spices, and down in this deep drawer, it's all the spice refills and things that I can put in the smaller jars up top. But we have all the extracts and things for baking and some lesser used spices. And I love this organization and they fit perfectly. It just makes me so happy. And I have those two little drawers in there that are hidden. And then up top is where I keep my most used spices, with them being at the front and then moving toward the back. And it just makes me so happy because I can actually see all of the spices that I have and they're easily labeled. Perfection. So those were the perimeter cabinets, and now we have the island cabinets. And when I was planning the island, it's very common now of doing the big work table style island. It's very much like an English kitchen style with spindle legs. It's very beautiful. But I really needed to have more cabinetry here because I don't have a walk-in pantry or anything. So my island is blockier, but it does have a ton of storage and organization. So let me show you. Up top here, super fun, is my vitamin drawer where I keep all the vitamins that I take, and it also has a little junk section in the back for other catch-alls. But it's nice to have those tucked away so I don't have to look at them. Then down below that, we have what I really, really wanted in here, which is hidden trash and recycling, and they're kind of marked by the color of the bands that hold the bag on. And I have the spare bags in the back, and everything just fits perfectly in here. And it's so nice to tuck it away and not have to look at it. Then we have another set of 5 drawers. This one actually has 3 short drawers and 1 deep drawer. So up top is the knives drawer. And again, love it when the organization fits perfectly. The insert for these knives perfectly fits the width of this drawer, which was not planned. I did actually end up cutting off a bit on the end to make it fit the depth of the drawer, but it's perfect. Then we have baking tools, various things in here, because I do a lot of baking prep here on the island top. Below that is measuring cups and spoons and scoops and that sort of thing. And then down below in this deep drawer, I actually have a lot more room for more storage. The only thing I have here now is a measuring cup and a rolling pin. But it's always nice to have more space than you need that you can add to later. And then this is one of my pride and joy inventions for this kitchen, which is the microwave cabinet. And so this part pulls out first, and it has the food processor down here and all of its parts. But back here, we have a pull out for the microwave. So it doesn't have to be out on a counter. It doesn't have to be built into cabinets, because again, I wanted all the appliances in here to disappear. So it comes out on this little pull out shelf. I can use it. I push it back in. I close this cabinet and no one needs to know that it's there. The final cabinet in the kitchen is a crowd pleaser. It contains my KitchenAid mixer lift. And these are more expensive inserts, this and the corner insert. You do have to pay money for it, but I saved a lot of money by building the cabinets myself. So I justified the expense, and I really like the idea of having things tucked away, having their own spaces and not be on the countertops. Down below, we have this little pull-out drawer that has all of the attachments for the KitchenAid mixer. So that's all tucked away. Up top, we have this pull-out. So this brings the KitchenAid mixer all the way up so I can use it up here, and it is plugged in so that I don't have to go and find a place to plug it in. I can immediately start using it, which is really nice. And then, a little noisy, but slow close all the way down, which is great. I don't have to worry about it dropping in and slamming against the cabinet, and then a slow close door to finish it off. So that is all of my kitchen organization for now. There is one last place where I'll be able to add some, so let me show you. This is the little bit of pantry that I do have, and I'm grateful to have it. I decided not to finish it though when I did the rest of the kitchen because I wanted to see what I needed more space for. And now that I have everything in the cabinets and stowed away, I know exactly what I need space for and what I want to customize this to fit. So you'll be able to see as soon as I open it. One thing that's already nice is I have this hook back here for the step stool that I need to use to get to the top of that cabinet. But down here you can see I need space for these larger small appliances. So things like my air fryer, my blender, my Instant Pot, my soda stream, all of that I just need some shelving for. And I also want to have a shelf in here for my cookbooks, which aren't even in the kitchen right now because there's just not a good place to put them. So I think this is going to be small appliances and cookbooks and maybe an extra shelf or two for overflow of food items. And I'm really excited for this because it's going to be super cute. I already have plans for what it's going to look like when you look inside. So that is my kitchen cabinet organization, and I love it. I built every cabinet for its own specific purpose and placed it in its specific position for that purpose. And so I'm obsessed with it. People ask me all the time if there are any changes I would make in this kitchen. And because I had my hands in every single part of it and made changes as I went along when I realized I wouldn't like something, there aren't many things I would change, and especially not in the cabinets themselves. I have so much storage, so many places to put things, and it's really convenient and beautiful, and I love it. So if you're thinking about building your own cabinets yourself, it is a very labor-intensive process. There are many skills that you have to learn, but if you are kind of dead set like I was on having really fancy custom cabinetry, but not willing to spend what it would take to get that from a professional, I think it's worth it. And to have a and then when I want to quote, excuse you, and to hide fingerprints, which has been, well, don't do that. And I can pull out this first insert. Sorry, Salem. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Can y'all not? Can y'all not? Salem, can we not? You are so needy. You saw a camera was on, didn't you? I have my big Le Creuset. Oh my gosh. Stop it. Why are you like this?